Yes. Pirate Radio episode 16. God damn. 9/11 episode also. 9/11 episode today or tomorrow, depending on how we release that shit. 20 years since 9/11. 20 or 21 years? 20 years. Damn. I'm not gonna say like, oh, that shit felt like yesterday. Nah, it didn't. It felt like a long time. That's definitely like a chapter, and everybody who live around that time in their life, that was at least, understandably knowing what's going on. Like, I guess like teenagers and shit. Teenagers enough. You could say for a lot of people that 9/11 was the official red pill in a way, but I'll explain. Pirate Radio. Damn it, girl. Still celebrating. Because it does feel like 20 years of being red pilled and shit. Everybody says it. And even if there was more things to red pill, like you could say that the Kennedy assassination was a big red pill for a lot of people around that time. You know what I'm saying? 9/11 was ours. 2 years after The Matrix. It's crazy how they like, if this is a simulation, this is a good one. And hey, no wonder we chose to come into Earth. Like, you're like, who? It must have been like this, like us in the universe, I guess, if that reincarnation should exist. And then we probably was on some, who's fucking next? Let me in. All right, you sure you want to go back to Earth? Yeah, sign the contract. Shot it. And you could just skim through all the fine details of like local. if you have like dope jewelry, don't get it twisted. You might get killed here, but it is a simulation. So we just be like yada yada yada. Sign on the line. Boom. All of a sudden you start remembering, but you don't remember your past, and then you're like, oh shit. You don't even fathom that you're a little kid just living life until you're like around 7, 8. You're like, wait a minute, we could die. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what age. So then you start learning from there. You start getting a little scared, and fear. Even though I spoke about fear a couple episodes ago, it is helpful sometimes because the fear of like your parents will lead you not to like fuck around with some stupid shit. If you know that your mom or your pops, they lenient, they pussies and shit, they don't do shit to you. Those are the ones that be going to school and just be doing whatever the hell they want because they know that ain't nobody gonna check them. How did I get here? Now imagine. Speaking about the Matrix though, y'all saw the Matrix fucking trailer. It's weird because I was thinking like, yo, was that rumor true then? That about the whole John Wick is like. When I read it, I was like, oh, come on now, hell no. But they said like John Wick is gonna be like a possible mashup. I guess they were saying that because they saw that Neo wasn't clean shaved. He looked just like the John Wick shit, which is the series of movies that I haven't seen yet. And I know everybody goes, oh, what the fuck, you ain't seen John Wick? I have to see it because I know that I just can't be like, I'm not watching that shit. Because even the reason why I was like iffy and I have just go ahead and just seen it already was that it looks too much like action, gun running, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, this is like but it did get a lot of respect. If it didn't, I would have just thought like, oh damn, he needed money for this movie or some shit, just like that. But it has so many great reviews by a lot of people that I think I'm the only one that probably would say that I'm not too fond of like the John Wick series and shit. But I haven't seen it, so I know if I see it and I get the story, yada yada. One of the best things that I've done, that I've been doing, I should say, is it came from Marvel. And even though it probably only really applies to Marvel, but fuck it. What I be doing is like when you watch a Marvel movie, you just go on YouTube right after and look up like the Easter eggs that you shit like that you missed out on the movies, because they really have so much details in them. Not every scene, let's not get it twisted, but they know that people are gonna be looking for Easter eggs, so you can tell they know and they put them. So when you go, and there's so many things that you be like, okay, obviously I ain't pick up on this part, because the Marvel Galaxy or whatever, the people, it's a lot of shit. And even if there's movies that are whack, they still make sure they put Easter eggs there that relates to like comics and the beginning of the comics, or a slight detail of their uniform, of their clothing, whatever. And you'd be like, why the hell they made this like that? Or like, perfect example was the variant Loki, the Loki series, which is dope series. And when towards the end, fuck the spoiler bullshit. Towards the end, when he sees the people coming in, that was towards the end, but not the ending. But when he sees like the other variants that are there and they, come to help him out, and you first see them, I was like, I automatically would have been like, what the fuck is a crocodile doing? And then you find out that in comics and shit, that's when they really get crazy. Movies ain't the crazy shit, it's the comics. Like Thor got fucking put a spell on that they turn him to a frog, and then in that same episode you see Thor as a frog. So it's weird, because they just did shit like that. And the way that the reason why the dude looked really funny in that old school looking attire was because that was one of the first Lokis from the comics that dressed like that. Because one of the movies that they changed was X-Men, and they had made him have all black on and shit. And I get it, because people were saying that at that time, like, if you just put Wolverine grumpy ass in yellow and blue tights, just like the comics, it would be weird. But they can still make a better way to do it. There has to be a better way to do it. And so I thought that whole what was it, about the Matrix trailer. So the whole thing about Neo could be the John Wick person, this and that, it's probably not. I still don't know about the story yet. It comes out December, but people did their own research to the story, so they're saying that it's gonna be having all these liberal shits on it and all that. And I'm like, I'm expecting that too. So I didn't even have to go and read or look up the leak script or none of that. They're gonna have to do it. We're in an era right now that it's like, yo, when you see that they deadass put trannies in kindergarten, and I must say that for the majority we fell asleep. Because, I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? A lot of parents were like, whoa, what the fuck is this? I'm not even a parent. And it's just like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? We laid down because, after that, like, it's like, yeah, some people got it mad, but not that much. And when they see that too, you can talk to them, they're like, oh, yes, look at that. Look how easy it is. You know what I'm saying? But, so, this is the era that we at. It's going to keep being like that. And then it's gonna get to a point that somebody really gonna speak out, like a director. They're gonna say, yo, whoever does it is just cheap, and like a fucking rant. And then it's gonna be on TMZ and all that. And then director's gonna be like, alright, we gotta have to stop doing this, because the last thing we want to do is be embarrassed and at least some money. Then they're gonna bring them the money, which it does bring money. And it is, in a weird way, it doesn't, because it's like you could tell this is supposed to be an era, and it's not working, I guess, because the product itself might not bring viewers, and they lose money and they don't care like that. That's when it's like, whoa, if y'all ain't even thinking about the money, and if it's not making money, then fuck it. Hell no, they still making them. It's like somebody keep bankrolling them, like keep making these propaganda, keep making this propaganda. You know what I'm saying? And listen, here and there is dope, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, yo, don't try to make all the characters like gay. And I'm surprised they made Candyman gay, but even Joe Budden, who was a fucking, his views usually be liberal. And hey, I have liberal friends and probably family members, so it don't, whatever. But I wasn't expecting that from him. But he had to be like, yo, like one of the first scenes, opening scenes, and I haven't seen the movie, so he probably lying. But he's like, yo, one of the first opening scenes, it's like they had a checklist. And they were saying, like, what you mean? And he was like, the first couple scenes, they had to put in there that, gay relationship and shit. And listen, here's the thing about it. If you're mentioning that means that you're kind of against it. Because if you for it, then you would have not brought it up as like something that we should be discussing. You feel me? It's like if you see the beginning of the movie and it starts with a girl making breakfast for her man, which that is not a reality. But you know what I'm saying? And then, she gives him the coffee, they kiss in the beginning. Like, if he would have came there and said, yo, they already started with the, man, women, but it's because that's the nature. He won't look stupid. So that's when you got to be careful, because the LGBT will come for you for that. They will position it that way. You could tell, like, I'm broke because I want to, because I could just be like one of their lawyers. And I will bring up that point, and nigga, they're going to call me the Dominican Johnny Cochran for that one. Because the fact that you had to bring it up is because it's not natural. So even if you say I'm pro this, you're lying. You see what I'm saying? So when they say, do you have a problem with them, as like to trying to get you, you will be like, listen, which is how I will say it. It's like, listen, I do have a problem when they want to push it to the youth, because you know how little kids are. They repeat everything you say. Monkey see, monkey do. If cartoons had kids thinking they could fly out the window, like, it's crazy to even fucking imagine that, but it happened before. You hear little stories here and there about, like, oh my God, Peter Pan was making kids believe, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna tell me that if you push that down to kids early, that they ain't gonna be like, yo, being gay is cool. But they not doing it because of their feelings, because they not old enough yet. And the fact that you have adults pushing that makes me think that you're NWO, they need to check your fucking your hard drive and shit. And look how they're attacking people who speak the truth. Like, you can't say that. You can't be a celebrity and say that shit. If you Will Smith right now, you tomorrow go and put that tweet out, kiss the game goodbye like Jadakiss, nigga. Kiss the game goodbye, my nigga. Because you can't say that. You can't say that. That whole shit that happened with the reporter that kissed him, that shit might look funny to us, but who knows if that was like, yo, instead of like, yo, send that nigga over there and slap that nigga. Back in in the hood or whatever. But what that right there looked to me was like, maybe he turned down somebody's approach high up. They were both dudes, and they were like, all right, bet. And then they put a reporter there, and then said to get his reaction. Then again, it could have been a fucking idiot that did that. But if you see that dude's body language, it was weird. Like, that whole part right there was weird. Like to check Will Smith's temperature. Look how they did with that black dude, that he looks mad gangster in movies, but one of the old fucking Jewish niggas was like, boy, come over here, and grabbed his ass. He couldn't do shit. What you gonna do? You gonna go back to your hood for help? When they see you in the hood, they're gonna fucking laugh at you. They're gonna be like, yeah, remember this bum ass nigga? Yeah, he did Friday, nigga. Look at him now. That shit went through his mind real fast. And he was like, I ain't gonna say shit to to nobody else. He told his wife, bitch, if you tell anybody else, kill you. But now he got his money and all that shit. So, but celebrities be thinking like you could just get money and get away. No, nigga. this is for life, like NWO, like it is NWO. They'll all the time be like, yo, this nigga's way back on his taxes, and you looking crazy on CNN. What fucking taxes? Coño, déjame quieto. The more crazier you look, the more they be like, yes. That's why, like, listen, I did see that video. You could tell back in the days we had no filter as kids. So as soon as the internet dropped, yo, there's a fucking the video clip of R. Kelly. Nigga, we was dumb as fuck. We were like, how you put him out of here? If you doing that shit now, nigga, knock it off as an adult. So, and you could tell that was a younger person. Nigga, this was like, this wasn't fucking 1080p, nigga. This wasn't 4K. This was fucking 300, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit was low resolution, but you could tell by the body, just the body. Like, there's no way people could just kind of get confused. Like, oh, I didn't know. Unless, you know, sometimes these girls be having a fucking crazy body, like an adult, like a fucking 28-year-old. But you do have some that be looking like a little baby, nigga. Because you could tell by they so fucking small. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it looked in the video. Like, it wasn't not DK, oh, the whole face. That's why now you could just tell, like, what the fuck? And this nigga was just like wilding in that camera. You know what I'm saying? So that for sure he did. But maybe that whole shit about DK little kids now, like boys, that they adding, maybe they just probably like, fuck, we can't find, like, he got a good lawyer type of bullshit. And they just adding more shit. Like, look how quick they probably could just add some files on your hard drive. And be like, yo, this dude is one of those. Look, boom. We're gonna see red. We're not gonna give a fuck as the people. We're gonna be like, no, fuck that shit. Because at the end of the day, like, one of the people brought up, like, yo, this is not even being a televised court case. And it's just like, damn, you just never know. Like, you're gonna tell me that nobody ever paid a judge before? Okay, so we all know that's a lie. So you just imagine if they're like, listen, you're gonna send this dude under the jail no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna cause a little bit of like backfire because they're gonna say like this is a sloppy like court system or whatever, but you don't have to worry about it. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? So it probably was one of those things that's like, fuck, we never caught him when it happened, when, you know, back in the days. So now we could just do shit to just catch him out of nowhere. And I think he's also like a, you know, a mentally disabled person too. Because it's like, nigga, what the fuck? Why you gotta have mad women? Yeah, I sound like a hater because why you got two cars, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Nah, but it's just like people that just like. And this is coming from alright, listen, I ain't no fucking Rico Suave, but it makes you think like, yo, bro, you still haven't settled down. Like, you don't want, like, I don't even know if he must have kids yet, but it's like, bro, you don't be thinking about just settling down one person or just having these 25-year-old chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just, there's probably signs there that he is weird. But I bring up that Apple shit because they so big on security, like privacy, but then they want to scan people's iCloud, and they use the obvious great reasons, you know, why to. But it's how stupid do they think that we are? Like, they insulting on our intelligence on some real shit. Because it's like, okay, I get that, but what you're telling me now is that you could basically go through my iCloud. Ain't you big on privacy, motherfucker? And listen, this is something for just to let you know how the game goes, because if you're now seeing that, then now we can go further and be like, okay, what's the, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, now let's go 4 dimensions. That basically lets you know that they could check our shit at any time, and they probably do. They probably do. It's their company. You know what I'm saying? So they basically told you with that right there that they could do it. It just depends what method. So, you know, you could have an AI, yada yada, but it's still something reading what your photos have, and that's the weird part. And it just tallies your shit up. So I don't know. Yo, how about your boy Drake? God damn, yo, like I didn't see this shit coming. Listen, I like Kanye, but you know, I think this. If you like this nigga, then go listen to his other albums. But you know, everybody did this. It is Kanye, but what I want to say is, well, the reason why I say that is because, like, yo, like I felt like this album was like B plus, not A or A plus. You know what I'm saying? Drake was just like a C compared to this. But to me, a lot of Drake's albums is a C. Just because I know what to expect. And what you want, is you're going to get it every album. Because it's just hot beats and clever lines. You know what would have been probably helping? What probably would have helped in this album? If he would have made it more cohesive, but in a lazy way. Listen, doing things the lazy way is just another way for saying, listen, you found a new method, because you know it's gonna work. And if it's gonna work, then yeah, you can view it lazy or you can view it as smart. One of them is why you let Kanye push you to make 25 songs. You should have just dropped like Dominican said, un sencillo 12. A smooth 12 tracks. You know what I'm saying? And why you didn't add no fucking skits? Add some skits. He probably had some skits. You know what I'm saying? You could tell, like, I only heard it like once. It's just like, listen, I like that. I really listen. And by the way, the Too Sexy song, I liked it as soon as I heard it, because I was like, oh, that's the 90s sample. And I know that Drake, he jokes around, not that he's serious all the time. So that's the part of Drake I enjoy also. You know what I'm saying? Not so much the fucking calypso music, even though One Dance is a fucking banger. You know what I'm saying? And do some skits, make it feel like it connected, make it feel like make your fans feel like you been had this plan. Because it's the reason I'm surprised is like, okay, first of all, I'm not expecting a Kanye album to top people that people love, you know, their album. Because it's young generation that listen to music. They get tired of seeing the same artist. You know what I'm saying? One day it's gonna happen to Drake, and it did. But you know, Drake to me still is like the LeBron James right now, though. Like the face of rap. Now maybe do they have? Listen, the way I saw the comments all prefer Donda, I was like, yo, who the fuck Kanye paid off to? You know what I'm saying? Like to just like comment bomb that is Donda, and the likes. You fucking was seeing likes like 3,000 likes on one shit, then 2,000 on another one. You know what I'm saying? So I had that thought, like, on your but Kanye paid like, I don't know, like Steve Jobs or some shit. Not Steve Jobs, but like, he did a deal with Apple or like people's iPhones or some shit, like a fucking farm of phones voting. That surprised me. To me, I thought that the features were whack, because I didn't know those people. And then you hear those people rapping, making weird noises. I'm used to that only with Kanye. He made My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, so if Kanye want to growl in the song, he gets a pass. I'm like the bouncer. I just go in. You know what I'm saying? But these are, and then people you see in the comments and you see the video reviews that they saying that Donda had better features. I'm like, what the fuck? So, and then like I did see people like when it first came out, the initial reaction was like, Donda who? And then like within a day, you saw that shit literally change. Boom. And I thought I was bugging. And then you start seeing more people saying it, and then the comments. And I'm like, yo, Kanye. So listen, like, but some, you do have those people that are exaggerating, that's calling the Drake album trash. Like, all right, it's not trash. Like, listen, a trash album is that you don't like no songs. First of all, that intro right there, I was like, oh, fuck it. Every song is like this, then shit. But then, like, throughout the album, I'm like, oh, all right, okay. When I heard the song that in the Bible wasn't even about Kanye, and I thought it was like, that's the one that he's going to be specifically aiming at Kanye throughout the whole song. And there were other songs that he did, I get it, but I thought he was going to use clever shit with it. Like, this shit felt like if Kanye told him, yo, I'm going to make an album and I'm going to have some disses on you. And then Drake was like, all right, bet. Give me 2 months. And then he just did that. That's how it felt. It wasn't like some shit like he had planned. It doesn't seem like it. And maybe at the end of the day, we just talking shit. And then we look back and we're 60 years old and we're reading, like, what is it? Rolling Stone be like, and the tremendous masterpiece, CLB. And we were like, whoa, I remember I was there. That shit wasn't like that. Listen, at the end of the day, you can change history on motherfuckers. That's for sure. That's the Matrix for your ass. So as tomorrow being 9/11, real quick on that Kanye shit, that's crazy. People calling it a dope ass album. So that, hey, whatever, it's Kanye. You know what I'm saying? But that's a super L on Drake's legacy. Another one. So Pusha got a hit on him, and Kanye got a hit on him. This shit is big because yes, he's gonna get a lot of album sales. He's getting pumped, man. That's the mafia right there. That's the mafia, my nigga. That's their starting pitcher when it comes to music. So it ain't look like Kanye was supposed to win that shit. And I guess the little did we know, he was setting all that up because he was getting us used to the songs. So that first reaction to each song probably would have been different. We just heard it just one day, boom. Instead of him seeing that he's tweaking some other shit show by show like he did. It's like we grew with that album already. Who knows? Like that, and that's all about being a Kanye fan. So but it just surprised me because I would not thought that the young people, even Drake's fans, will like say this shit. Like Academics had a fucking poll, back to back, same result. They were feeling Donda more. That's crazy. To me, Donda is like the Life of Pablo, but church version. Because the curses is blocked, and I ain't like that. But whatever. You can't have curses in his genre, but it does take away from the whole, like, when you hear him be like, and then and it's like, oh, come on, my nigga. Like, if he's gonna be turned to cursing, because if he gets deeper into Bible, then you will see that people will curse. But it's not like, oh my God, now you're not gonna go to heaven. No. I mean, as deep as I am in the Bible, according to how deep I am, like, somebody could just pull like two fast scriptures and be like, no, whoa, you're wrong here and here. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be humbled if that. But I think in the Bible it doesn't really say you can't be fucking saying bad words. And the whole thing of the word goddamn is a Greek word. Is it what God? Yeah, God is a Greek word. Like, Yahweh is the name, and that's not even the name, because he just told him, my name is. What was it that he just said? My name was my name. My name is my name. I had to stutter on that shit. My name. But he didn't even say his name. But he said, my name is Yahweh. And that is basically, my name is my name, or I am the beginning and something like that. So you're not cursing God himself when you say God damn. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those sayings. Like, it's not that deep. But so yeah, so I think Kanye eventually is gonna, because when he said the 12 tribes of Judah, which is the 12 tribes, Judah's one of them. But when he said that, I'm like, whoa, how deep are you in the Bible? That's some deep shit to say. Like, even if you fucked up by saying tribes of Judah instead of the 12 tribes of Israel, still, it's like, okay, if you're deep in that, then that means you must know about a lot of shit and the curses of Deuteronomy and all that shit. Deuteronomy? I forgot, my bad. And so eventually I think he'll be like, okay, well, I didn't know, I took it too much, you know. I thought that, you know, you couldn't, and then it depends, because at the end of the day, he's eating off that genre. He's dominating it. OD. Watch that nigga make like an album. And I think I said this a long time ago too. I was like, yo, Kanye one day gonna do a merengue album. But watch Kanye probably do some fucking country music, and all these white people gonna be saying some like low-key racist shit. Because he's like, damn, he fucking knocking us out of the genres and the fucking number ones. Because it's Kanye, regardless. Especially with Donda. And listen, that one of the shirts said 2024 with the well, they say that's the logo of the GD too. I didn't know that. I forgot. Like, I knew, but I forgot. And he did have it in the shirt. But it was the Star of Israel. And he had like, well, with the cross also, the Tammuz cross, because let's keep it real, but it had 2024. So I'm like, oh, and with the presidential seal. So I was like, yo, you imagine Kanye gonna really run again in 2024? It's enough with what Biden did that it's like, damn, we should have just voted for Kanye over first time. If I really ain't like Trump, feel me? But this time, the way how bad this shit was, they themselves are gonna have to replan it. And I say they themselves, I'm basically saying, you could tell if the Illuminati would have had me as their consigliere, like their insider. I would have been like, listen, now you have to accept a celebrity. You had a lifelong politician there, and he looked awful. He's still looking awful. You feel me? Remember that shit that he used to say, oh, Trump don't have no presidential experience. No, he don't have no experience as a politician. I always found that stupid, because the whole time we know the politicians are fucking greedy, and mind you, these are politicians that have been there for more than 10 years. Biden was this in like the late 70s, early 80s. You know what I'm saying? So what that has to do with the experience? They fucking globalists. Like, are you fucking kidding me? But if I would have been working for the Globes, I would have been like, listen, now you have to accept a celebrity. But this is too embarrassing. And we're gonna make the celebrity now look good, but this time is a little bit wrestling. We're gonna send you out there. You're gonna say this and this and that. Make sure you get a lot of acting classes, because when we need you to look sad, you gotta look sad. You know, and that's it. And that's why I'm like, damn, if Kanye really becomes president, then I'm gonna really be sad. It's like I was sad when he was like, I like Candace Owens, because I knew where that was gonna lead. I knew about Candace Owens before Kanye said that shit. So when I saw Kanye said that, I was like, he's gonna regret it. He's gonna delete it, it's okay, or, you know, because they will not have the fucking left. They will not have, you know who Candace Owens is? You know who she is? She likes Trump. And they started crying. And I get mad because y'all be following everything that the fucking media does, yo. God damn, yo, you're fucking sheeps. But anyways, and then when Kanye had the MAGA hat, my fucking ears popped, my head exploded. I was like, it's over for Kanye. He's gonna get assassinated. That's it. They're gonna say, yo, Kanye, he didn't take his pill, and I don't know, he's in the hospital, we want to kill him. That's it. They wouldn't even have to tell it, because once he fucking triggered the people like that, and possibly his own fans, but not really his own fans. I don't think his fans really felt like that, because Kanye, we as fans, you knew that Kanye was like a person that would not care about taking risks. Obviously, he did the same shit with Bush, so the people should have been like, damn, if he did that shit with Bush, and he's riding with this president, something is weird. Or everybody's making Kanye even look even worse. Something is weird. We knew the whole time. I was fucking with Trump way before. When I saw him do that, I was like, it's over for him, because these people he's such a big influence. He's willing. He could change votes, which he obviously did with that MAGA shit. He obviously, you could tell people that they probably see me like Trump. They probably be like, oh, is that because Kanye? And I'll be pissed. Even though, like, I understand why they say that, but no, like, I'm a fucking free thinker just like Kanye. That's why I like his music so much. Maybe that's why. But yeah, if I was like his manager, I would be like, oh my God, because you know what happens. The radio, they're never gonna be like, we don't want to play his records. They've been through that before. You know, you could tell, like, Kanye been canceled 80,000 times, but it ain't work, and that's what they don't like. And he don't even need the music industry. That's what even makes this album a little bit like, oh my God. Regardless of what, both albums are gonna be classic because of what happened. And by next year, you better probably, I think, coño, but you bet your damn dollar. You better bet your last damn dollar that you can bet your last dollar that Drake will make a dope album, an album that, listen, even if I might not like it, his fans gonna be like, he came back. Hey, who knows? Because he's a dude that you could tell be on Instagram more than Kanye, so he's seeing all those fucking comments. He's like fucking Werner von Braun in NASA with the Jews. He's over there, work, right, making them work in the sweatshop. That's it, because Kanye don't even be focusing on music. He says himself, he loses money in music. And I guess the reason why he says that is because his package, that his contract or whatever, is not that many record sale, radio play or whatever. Who knows? Because it's kind of obvious now with the internet that you can say that the music industry is rigged. If I make a song right now, and then, because first of all, we could obviously say that there was more creative music back then. We could just say, it's safe to say. So, of course, it'll be like they could just get anybody, and especially have writers and whatever. But as long as I promote it, like, y'all gonna like it. Y'all just gonna like it. So maybe Kanye don't have that fucking package deal. He just got a deal like, hey, make an album. That's it. But the thing is that it's Kanye regardless. Kanye wanted to buy his masters and he couldn't. But that's all through the fucking, the genius that he is with sneakers. And I'm not saying that he's the one on the desk drawing each fucking sneaker. It's not like that. But his taste, because he takes sneakers seriously. So if he sees that a nigga's nice, he will hire him, or he'll have that person help him. Like, he ain't the type of dude like, oh, I'm gonna do my own shit. No. But that's Kanye, and that's how we get good shit because of his taste, I guess. Like, one of the dudes that he hired for his sneakers is a dude who used to work for New Balance. When New Balance did all those sneakers back in the 90s that right now we call like dad shoes, he was one of the designers, and that one of the main dad shoes that they made, what they called dad shoes, was the Yeezy Wave Runners, and that's a classic. That's an automatic classic in sneaker history. Was it Kanye drawing it? No, it was the other dude. But Kanye probably was like, okay, change this, change that. It's the same thing that he did in music. And since when Kanye really created something himself? At the end of the day, he sampled 70s. And yes, he creates like the drums, and eventually he can create notes. I'm pretty sure he probably done that before, but you know what I'm saying? That's all he does. Like, he's good in taste. So he can come up with shit because he's influenced by a lot of people. He is an artist himself. You know what I'm saying? His drawings was dope. So did Hitler's. But yeah, so the fact that this dude is like focused with Adidas and just happens to have time to make music, which he says that he don't, you know, he loses money instead of gaining money, because I guess he makes way more money with like Adidas. And he beat Drake. Drake, what are you doing, nigga? Drake is. If you would have told me Drake has a 9 to 5 at the same time, I'll be like, "Oh, what more you want from Drake?" But this nigga be in his house in a jet. I guess fucking bitches, of course. You feel me? And other women that are taking DMs. Like, nigga, you need to be DMing your studio. But this happens, and I'm pretty sure that it lit a fire up his ass, and I'm pretty sure the next album is gonna be dope. But it's still crazy. It's just crazy that fucking Donda beat this nigga's album. A esta altura, like the Dominicans say. Half an hour till midnight, 9/11. But anyways, I remember I was in 9/11. I was in high school, and I was going to science class for sure. You could tell by me saying that I was in high school in 9/11. That's already shows you, like, you could tell a kid to be like, "Nigga, your father was in high school when," like, you know what I'm saying, like. But I was in high school, so I was going to science class, and then the dude rolled in the TV. First of all, I just thought, how the fuck these niggas had cable all along? But, you know, obviously you can have like the local channels, I guess. And they were showing like the building burn, and it was just one of them. And then I was like, oh shit, is a plane? Shit. To me, I seen crazy shit like on Rotten.com. So, you know, to me this ain't like, oh, and I start crying type of shit. Nah. Even though when you see back now to the stories of people falling down, which is like, oh, I'm fucking afraid of heights. You already know. So imagine just like, oh, that shit like that made me like fucking like, oh my god, you feel me? Like as an adult and shit. But at that time I was like, damn. At that moment in the class, I was like, okay, so this was a accident. And then I think class ended, or because I don't remember seeing the second one hit. Like, I don't remember that moment. But I think I was hearing that in the hallways. And I specifically remember a kid, like one of those kids that be loud as fuck in school. Like, yo, we gonna go to war, kid. Like some World War shit. Well, I think he said, se está acabando el mundo. Or like something like that. It was a Puerto Rican dude. And I guess that's when you hear me like, well, both buildings? I'm like, yeah, right. But then, like, I guess they announced it or some shit like that. And I don't know. I don't remember. It's just like that was a blur. But then the next thing that I remember was my name being called in the fucking announcer shit. And I was like, what the fuck? My mom is here? And it was my mom. And I was like, oh shit. And I'm leaving today? What the fuck? And she was like, yo, let's go to New York. One of her friends, she was in the building and she was gonna go visit the family and shit. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, what that has to do with me getting picked up or whatever. But whatever, I understand, I guess now, whatever. I guess she thought like, you know, she wouldn't get back home like really late or whatever. So she told me right there, like, yo, the buildings fell. And I was like, what? How it fell? Because I'm thinking like the buildings, if they fall, I thought they were gonna fall like forward, you know, to the side, but the whole building and shit. So I'm thinking that, like, because I've seen too many movies. So when I saw that it went straight down, I was like, god damn, that shit looked fishy as fuck to me. But, you know, I was thinking, okay, maybe, you know, it does make sense if they build it a way that if it falls, it has to fall straight in its own place because the damage it will do. I was thinking already, like, that shit might hit the fucking New Jersey. That's how I was thinking. So I remember that was the fastest time I ever got to New York from Connecticut. It was like at least less than 50 minutes. And all you see is like more cars coming the other opposite, and the going south, I guess, to New York. All you saw is ambulances going and trucks, and like fire trucks. I guess that's why it was just no fucking traffic, and my mom was pedaling it. So I just remember that. I remember getting to New York, and obviously the first part you were in the Bronx, so I was in North Bronx already. So from there, when you just get out the car and shit, and you look down Grand Concourse, you see the smoke. It's so exaggerated, the smoke, knowing that we obviously know that that's the fucking because of the towers, but it was so exaggerated that it looks like buildings. It's like it was dark, but it's just the shape of it from such a far sight. It just looked like, damn, that's the smoke. That should look like buildings back there. But obviously it was the smoke. But that's how crazy it looked from the Bronx. Standing in the block, like you don't even have to like get on a building or some shit like that. And her friend didn't die in the building though. So I remember being back in Connecticut. I was just still watching the news. I was just amazed. It's like, what the fuck? They saying that it's this. They saying that it's fucking a terrorist attack or whatever. And even though me and my mom was watching it a lot, like I was in my room still watching it. And I remember she passed by my room. She was like, "Yo," I will never forget this. She was like, "Yo, change the channel or go to sleep. Don't keep watching that. It's like shit could fuck up your head or some shit like that." I don't think she said it could fuck up your head, but she meant it in that way. Like, yo, just that's enough. Like, let's stop watching that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's when it was like a crazy moment in history. But I was still saying to myself, like, yo, the third building fell? What the fuck is this? I was confused as fuck. And they didn't want to explain it. But in my mind, it didn't even go there. Like, oh, they're not explaining it, so that's weird. No, I didn't even see it like that. All I was thinking was like, damn, but what happened to the other building? There was no plane. You know what I'm saying? Then you see videos, which, hey, I don't doubt anything. Now, you never know. But there was a video that you get somebody in a Sony Handcam. The fact that the meme mentioned Sony Handcam is like, okay, I don't know. Because you can't trust shit now either. Now it's easier to fucking edit some shit. But it was a meme saying the guy with a handy cam recorded this, and you see the buildings exploding itself, not by like a plane coming through. That's some deep shit. You imagine? And there'll be like, even the videos that you thought it was handheld and like on the street, they were there purposely so it could look more natural. But only one of them does really show a plane. But hey, listen, this is 1990. This ain't the fucking 1800s. 1999, you still have, obviously big ass computers, but shit that will do like OD fucking, edits. So I don't put nothing away. Like, I just take in every idea, and the more shit smells like it, the more I will declare it. Like, oh, it's looking more like this. But I still take every information and every people's idea. That's the thing. Idea is what's the real fucking threat. When you can spread ideas, that's why they fucked up with the internet. They fucked up. If they can go back, they will fucking. You could tell, like, maybe, I guess, a time machine there's no such thing as a time machine then, because they would have went back real fast. It was like, whoa, hold up, look how things is gonna get with the internet, because we can share information just like that, and we could argue, and like, obviously this is the most argument we all had within fucking. If they look at eras, I'm pretty sure there's a high number like that, because everybody be arguing. Even people that be trying to joke, and then you could tell it's a joke, and then somebody didn't even take it as a joke, and then a lot of people would be like, yo, relax, this was a joke, and like shit like that. That don't happen in real life. In real life, the temperature of who you talking to. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see everything in context. Is that with text, there's no context. I'm pretty sure somebody said that because that shit made like a lot of hot sense. Like it was like a hot bar right there. Drake, cogete esa. Man. That Drake and Kanye shit was like when everybody thought Canelo was gonna be Mayweather, but Mayweather just fucking jabbed his ass out. But I saw in online the Taliban, they're gonna do the inauguration tomorrow, and the Americans are like, the right wingers is disgrace, motherfucker. Nigga, that's Trump's fault. He let this shit happen. He should have put voter ID from the beginning, nigga. Not just we should bring voter ID, right? Looking like Hogan. You know when Hogan puts his ear out? DK, what do you say? He goes like that in the ring when he wins and shit, and then he points at you and shit. No, nigga, we should. Yeah, he should. He don't say it now when you about to leave. Implement that shit first year. The fact that people still don't get DK voter ID because it's racist. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And DK, they trying to say DK black people don't have IDs. Like, that's fucking racist. That's like, it's funny how they flipped it and people don't catch it. And I'm over here like, where's Waldo? Like, are y'all serious? Like, y'all ain't hearing this shit? And people still don't get it. And listen, and part of the right wingers, they were like, you see, this is what happens, because they showed the Taliban, and I guess his quote was, there will never be a ministress or whatever, because obviously they fucking go with Islam, dickheads. And not even in Islam. If all these fucking fake ass Christians just fucking read their Bible, they will see that the Bible says it itself. The Bible said, that's why it's dangerous when you fucking keep switching like versions of the Bible, and then they'll flip the words different. The English language is tricky. Remember that. Like, English language is tricky. There's a lot of shit you can get away with. It's a bastard fucking language. Then they hit you with you didn't know about the Sarcopicus, and you be like, what's this? And you be like, yeah, that's a rule in law that tells you that you can't do this. And you're like, when the fuck? Well, that shit not even English. But they use Latin words and shit to mix up with shit. Like, that's how tricky the English language is. That's why, like, a great lawyer is because they know all that bullshit. It's tricky like that. But that's why it's important, because they say that, women can't rule like that. Like, women, their role is, what their DNA is set up for, which is, being a mother. That's all hunter-gathering shit. You could splash it with so much fucking cologne, but the base is there. The base is there. Like, that's what completes a woman, I think. A lot of women say that when they have kids, it completes them. Like, they feel like really good about themselves. So obviously the opposite of it will be evil, which was attack that. Tell a woman you could just keep going and abort. And I know that's tricky, but hey, if you having a problem with a lot of abortion shit, that means you fucking too much time raw with different people. Cause goddamn. Whatever happened to, like, I got pregnant by this dude, but this dude is a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a good guy. He's one of us. He's a mafia. And you'll be like, I present him to my parents, whatever. You feel me? Y'all do that shit with fucking drug dealers, motherfuckers. But no, girls don't want no broke nigga and be quiet because their song told them. That's why I can't be president, because if I was the president, I'll be like, no, since I know that y'all niggas is easily fucking fooled by music, I'ma fool y'all motherfuckers. I'ma fucking make women look sexy as hell, but just say super submissive raps. I'll be obeying my nigga. You okay, my nigga? Like, I'll just make some shit and I'll make #1 hit. I'm obeying my nigga. You see? Because I'm gonna have to OD on y'all. Because y'all fucking don't get it. Y'all don't get like that, how easily a shit can get. Like when they get Britney Spears. Hey, they will never. The white man will be like, don't tell our kids that shit. But what Cardi B said, DK, I don't cook, I don't clean, but I still get this ring. I don't know what the fuck she said. And it's like, you could tell you so lucky that we're not over here on some Islam shit. We would have fucking threw rocks at you. We would have threw fucking rocks, nigga. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You telling that shit to women? These dumbass, obviously I was gonna be, I don't give a fuck, this is my podcast. These dumbass girls are gonna believe that shit. And they are. A lot of them, at least, because I know you're gonna hear those, I'm not like that. And there, that shit echoes everywhere. So you always have the ones that will say that, and so then you gotta be clear. But we can, it's so bad, we can at least say the majority of them, dude. It's just like that. And 90s songs, here's the thing, because the best thing they have to do right now is be like, oh, you are old, nigga. Yeah, nigga, because back in the days, the songs were more fucking pure. And the thing is that the song, you didn't hear Mariah Carey say, you gotta buy me a Gucci bag, nigga. No, nigga. She was saying songs like, nigga, let's be together forever. You know what I'm saying? Even fucking Backstreet Boys were making at least girls fall in love and shit. Yo, and you could tell, like, as a little kid, I was a hater. Cause when I heard Tearing Up My Heart, you could tell my soul was like, yo, you gotta like this shit. But nigga, the outside, I was like, I can't like this bullshit. This for, you know what I'm saying? Cause at that time, you go, Backstreet Boys were bitches and shit. Nigga, as an adult, I was like, yo, this shit is a certified bomb, son. Certified. This shit is butters. You put that song, listen, when that song comes on, like, it's so beat that I can't even have that song on my playlist because it will trigger. It will set a fucking snare trap. But I get those times like, damn, that song it's just so beautifully written. Tearing Up My Heart is beautifully written. Like, obviously I could tell, like, none of those motherfuckers wrote that shit. Must have been like some fat ass dude that wrote that shit. Cause those feelings right there, like, god damn, these motherfuckers did that shit. But they just there to be like the pawns and go ahead and dance. And the one with the best voice sings it, I guess. But that song is fucking beautifully written. But at that time I was too young. I was like, well, fuck that shit. But shit now. But it makes the girls be like, I'm in love with these motherfuckers. But then they girls will go and talk about men's and shit. I see girls in high school fucking doing tortilla matches, nigga. God damn. And you can tell high school is like the ultimate, everybody does it. Cause you see kids smoking cigarettes in high school. And you could tell I was a pussy, but thank God I was. Because in my mind, I'd be like, hey, these niggas are smoking. I've been stroking. No, the original song is I've been stroking, which is crazy, right? But I've been smoking. You see those fucking, and you see them niggas having mustache and smoking. You be like, them niggas is old. Them niggas, they're not supposed to be in here. Well, yeah, high school, yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm just thinking about, remember, you can tell NY school is crazy. I was in MS 45, which is literally a block away from Roosevelt. So it was like when zebras have to pass by lions every day after school. And you know what? If it's not your day, you're gonna get jumped. Because it was reckless. I remember, as you can tell, I'm not gonna hit none of these topics. I remember when I first heard the Bloods and like gangs and shit. I was living a innocent fucking life, like a white little baby lamb. And I was coming out of school, and they were like, I see one of my dudes, I forgot his name. And he was like the one that was like the guy. It was like the Nori moment in State Property, when he just came with the information. Cause he wasn't really in my core crew, but it was a kid that we still would say what up to. This is fucking middle school. And he was like, yo, you heard about the slashing, yo? And I was like, nah, somebody from this school. They was like, yeah, yo, the Bloods. I was like, the what? The Blood that came out? He goes, no, that's their name. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, that's a gang from Roosevelt. And I was like, what? And they slashed the kid's face? Yeah. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, why? And he goes, because he was wearing red. When he said that shit, I was like, ah. laugh because I'm thinking like, damn, I can't wear red now. What the fuck? You know, I'm thinking about it as the mind of a middle school kid. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot why I got to this point. I'm gonna just keep going. But you know what I'm saying? So that's like the first time that I was like, damn. Like, you can't wear red, and there's another gang that you can't wear blue. That's why I was like, in my mind, I was like, oh no, how about they keep going and you can't wear no. I'm telling you, I was in middle school. But I was just thinking like that, and I was like a little paranoid that was keep you, like, I was making sure my mom didn't buy me no red shit. Fuck out of here. I ain't give a fuck if it was Jordans. I ain't care. Fuck that shit. But my whole point about this whole shit about 9/11 is like, you can't change. Like, I understand America here, we get away with everything and shit, but you can't change. You can't just go to another country and just be like, yo, everything y'all fucking worship or whatever, yeah, fuck out of here. Change that shit. What if somebody comes from another fucking planet, huh? Look. Doug Flutie segment. So it's gonna sound funny at first, but it's a Hail Mary, and it might just get a catch in the future. What if they wanna? All right, if this whole alien shit bullshit is true, whatever, they could just, because they could fabricate it just as well. Who knows what the fucking technology they have? But let's say, if you would have asked these people, these American generals that want to go to countries and overthrow them sometimes using by the alphabet boys of the CIA, you know what? Like, would y'all like, ask them, would y'all like if there's a interplanetary war and they would have came here and be like, obviously nigga, we got way better technology than y'all niggas. Y'all don't even have the shit that we have. So y'all just better submit unless y'all want total destruction and everybody dies, and y'all will never, nobody will ever remember this planet Earth. So now you know, like, you have to accept everything. And then they go, yeah, and that whole shit about LGBT, whoever is gay, we off them, or whoever in our planet is only men and men, and whoever is just straight, we will have a problem with it, obviously. But they have the power, so we don't like it, but we're gonna have to do it, and we're not gonna like it. How you think those motherfucking people feel when you want to throw fucking feminism over there, and these girls are like, whoa, hold up? Which, listen, I think they exaggerated by like a lot of rules that they be having, like, damn, killing, stoning women. Like, no, I'm against that shit, like, obviously. But America lets everything happen too, because look how we did that shit with kindergarten, the trannies in kindergarten. There was a little outrage. It wasn't like some shit like we was like, nope, and you know what, all the motherfuckers going to jail, that whole school was going to jail, like that shit. If we was really America like we supposed to, but that's why they needed to divide us, my nigga, también. Because if we would have been like, yo, white people and black people, we have our bullshit that we need to fucking fix, but right now it's off with these people's head. We're not gonna fucking let this country go away. If that's the mentality of people, but they even want to separate family to the point that there's a lot of probably family members that be like, yo, I ain't took the vaccine. Oh, don't come to my house if you don't come to. I know it sounds funny, but you never know. You never know, and I'm pretty sure that happened. Or, great memories of Thanksgiving, and because of politics, now nobody want to visit each other. Yo, I'm telling you, I gotta have patience with people also. And listen, not to bring it again, but you know where I learned that patience from? With Kanye, when he used to do crazy shit, and everybody used to love to hit me up, yo, what's up with your boy? And I have to be explained like I'm fucking working PR. That's why I always said, like, yo, I should have claimed Kanye on my taxes. You know what I'm saying? But they would ask to get that, haha, look at your artist, like, look at the guy who you like fuck them type of shit. Maybe some would just say just like because they know I would know, but some, not even like that, because I will answer back like, oh, he's saying this because this is what he meant, because I put the context there, and they don't like that. A lot of people don't like that. Now when you put shit into context for them, okay, no, I'm not having fun. That's how it is. At least you have the internet though. Back in the days, You would have been like, look what this magazine wrote, and you will have to believe it. Now we know that these people be lying, and sadly, a lot of people still want to believe it, but a lot of people separate it. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to the internet. But here's an example. In DR, I always feel like people in DR, every trend, even agendas, go to them a little late, except for the COVID. That shit hit everybody at the same time. But you know, like the little tricks that they use here to try to trick us, it's like when you see them going in DR and you see it affecting them, and you know exactly the term of what's going on, and they over there questioning, like, why is this person saying this to us? And you're in the comments like you're just God, and you're like, and echoing and shit. Like, these guys don't know about feminism. Because you just want to alert them. They're not going to get what you're saying, so they have to go through it. Sadly, that's why, like, I think, like, if you can go back to yourself in a time machine, you will think that the person will be, like, receptive to you, but you will just probably see them as a crazy person trying to talk to you. Now, you know, I'm going to have to write that shit down. That's a movie right there. That you trying to go back to yourself, but you just, because the simulation is so good that even when you're trying to talk to him look normal, you look to him like a crazy erratic bum or some shit. And that's why that person never died. At least that has to be a Twilight Zone episode. Or fucking Black Mirror. You could tell Black Mirror got compromised because they were opening too much minds. That's what I'm saying. These people watch fucking these fucking, and I hate it, but I'm about to put y'all in the category. Y'all liberals, coño. I thought y'all watched The Matrix. That's my new. I'm gonna have to make that a shirt. I thought y'all saw The Matrix. Because that was supposed to be like, yo, nigga, don't trust these people. The agents. Now y'all being agents. Now y'all agreeing with Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not gonna say that y'all agreeing, because I'm pretty sure that was so beast that even liberals must be like, Diablo. But come on, what Jimmy Kimmel said, they shouldn't even take in patients who wasn't vaccinated. Like, god damn, nigga. So what happens if you're drunk and driving and you hit three fucking people, including kids? You was drunk. We're not gonna serve none of you. We ain't gonna serve that person, even if you look alive in the steering wheel. We're gonna take the gun. We're gonna blow through in your brains right there, right? No, you still gotta take them to the fucking emergency, right? Exactly. So look how deep y'all going, and the deeper, it's like y'all in quicksand. So y'all know y'all gonna go out, and you can tell, like, I can't be a celebrity and saying this shit because they would have made me look crazy. But y'all ain't quicksand, and it's like y'all know it's coming. So y'all just going, y'all just still talking shit like, fuck y'all, man. Because right there, it's so much, to me, it's just, a person with logic will be like, yo, come on. So I say all this to say, you can talk, if I didn't finish that thought, it's just different windows opened. That's the whole part of the fucking podcast. Windows open is just thoughts. That's what you can tell me about views. Fucking let me take a champagne drink on that. But for everybody who don't have a podcast, hey, try it out, because at the end of the day, it's really good therapy. You know? And hey, I do have a website of music that obviously nobody knows about, like rarely knows about, whatever, but just the fact that the app shows me who heard it before, though, and you see the countries, you're like, damn, somebody in Switzerland heard this shit that I put out that nobody who I really know here like heard it. You feel me? That's still dope. You never know how music could influence, or sound can influence somebody or whatever. Podcast is the new book. What the fuck I look like coming to you? Hey, you talking about a book? That's dope. Are people really reading right now? Yeah, but not a lot. We're so distracted with all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me though. But a podcast, yeah, you can hear it. You might not, you might not hear every episode after that. But at least you heard one. Or you might hear one and you might like it, and you hear the other ones. Who knows? But that's why I like, the podcast doesn't have to be hot, as long as you're just saying and you're just documenting what's going on now. We have to take all this into account. Hopefully, if all this survives, this infrastructure of like service, internet, cloud, yada yada, and YouTube or some shit like that, as long as that stays in the internet and we don't fucking be on some post-apocalyptic shit, these are all accounts that maybe people 4,000 years from now gonna find is a fucking amazing. Like, maybe, who knows if this look at this album, this podcast right here is gonna be a fucking diamond level platinum. You can tell platinum is less than diamond or whatever in the structure. You know what I'm saying? Like a super famous NFT bullshit. Like, if my lineage eventually gonna be like, yeah, nigga, that's our fucking great grandfather. They could prove it, and they're gonna make money out of it. And they're gonna be like, damn, can you believe that at the beginning it wasn't even getting views, and now, because eventually people from the years, imagine if we can hear podcast recording, not que songs, no, just conversations. You know what I'm saying? Of what's going on in that time by people in the 1800s. That's not a long time ago. The 1900 came in and they were doing radio, but it wasn't really a podcast unless it was an interview, But I'm talking about a podcast, because a podcast is not an interview either, because it's not some shit you can. What my next question is? No, it's just a conversation. You can gather more in a way from a conversation than you can tell it's a good podcast, because I'm explaining that podcast. But it's just a conversation. We will want to hear it. It's interesting, and that's not that much far. Imagine we could hear a podcast now from fucking Egypt, and they talking, and they could translate it and make it sound English like a movie or whatever, and they're saying like what they talking, and we hear, but it's fascinating. So you're gonna tell me that people 4,000 years from now, when they're like, damn, those motherfuckers didn't even been to the moon, and we're going to the moon like it's going from here to Fordham. That's gonna be fucking dope. But they're gonna be fascinated by what we want. They want to hear from us now. So a little less from showing those fucking bikini pics for the ladies, and at least come out with a podcast. Why not? I mean, but you gotta be responsible with podcasts. You don't want to be just, you have a podcast and you blowing up everybody's story up and shit. Like, have topics. Give your take on shit. It might be wrong. You might be a liberal. Shit. We're gonna get both sides, and we need both sides. We need both sides because we need to. The people ahead of us should see the different people, what different people thought. I was gonna say something right after that. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, so like, I understand where conservatives just say, why y'all want to take out Robert E. Lee's statue? And I understand the statue's fucked up. I understand. But that statue should be there so we can say this nigga was not a good guy. Just remember that. You know what I'm saying? Not, just taken away and we never ever heard of Robert E. Lee. So when they say, yo, Robert E. Lee, a person in their own city will be like, oh, I never heard of him. And like, damn, yeah, I know, because they took off the statue. Then again, they're like, history needs to be there so the people in the future can see where we fucked up. Not the history that they show in school. I understand that we not into it because we were young too, man. At that time, when we in school was the internet. We want to be in the internet. We want to be this talking to other, like at least I was. I had two brothers, but they were older. So when I would be there, maybe other kids that had older siblings and they don't chill with them, they go to school and they chill with their own little gang. You feel me? So school should adapt to that. That whole you can't go into groups because you have no. Let kids go into group. Let them work together at least. And I know that's easy for me to say, but shit, at least make it fun. So history as kids, okay, but when you're an adult, you can history opens up a whole different like realm, because you can see what people fucked up in the past, which is going to help us obviously in the future. So when you start erasing history in a way, we're going to be, like, you can't say this, your book will come out because you don't agree with us. That shit happened a lot with the Trump shit. That's why even like me as a logical person, even if I disagree with Trump, the fact that he got banned off Twitter, I didn't like that. I fuck with Trump, but so I still didn't fuck with that banning, but that should have told us already, because like, damn, but that's the president, imagine me. And we just never like to take that thought. And listen, I could talk shit because at the end of the day, I was making all these posts. Before I was doing my episodes, I was doing all these posts about, 1984, boom, 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 here's the book. I don't read books, but oh shit, I definitely saw the movie. I saw summaries of the book. You could even have that shit as a fucking audio book. You can find it on fucking YouTube. When I was at work, I could have my earphone on. I used to put that on and working in the optical, doing my job, boom, boom, boom. That will help me out, but at least I will get information. You could post it and people still don't give a fuck. Oh, since you're not posting food, I bet you if you put a plate of fucking steak and totones, you get so much fucking likes. That's how it is, and you can't get mad. You can just get mad when it's too late, and then they want to complain like, yo, why is this going on? I'm like, yeah, nigga. The same way, in a way, our elders let that whole fucking gentrification happen. They let it happen. That's why it's like, it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, I should have, but that's why we need that history, so we can catch everything moving and act on it. That's what I meant. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the celebrities entice us. They getting paid, and a lot of them they getting overpaid. They not teachers. They not, you know what I'm saying? They not doctors. They not nurses. And it's so crazy because America got so greedy. And you can tell I'm jumping in topics here, but I don't give a fuck. America's politicians got so greedy that now if a country's like, yeah, we love America, and at the end of the day, they have a whole 30-year plot on you. Other countries. Who that sounds like? China to me. According to all the bullshit that we see. You know what I'm saying? So they got so greedy that you should have, you letting también, these white people, también with their racism, they don't think of black people here, and Hispanics also, but specifically blacks who were slaves here before. They don't even think about them as American. They call them African Americans. Don't ever, you can tell I got too loud right there, right? But don't ever, go by a African American, because we don't call white people European Americans. I'm talking about all the time the way it's used on the black American. Because the white people will be like, whoa, I'm American. And that's why, like, I understand if people be like, oh, this nigga sounds like a coon saying that I'm not black America, I'm American. No, it's just like we gotta use those terms because we don't see it, but you know what I'm saying? There's still old ass hillbillies that need to get that shit in their mind that we Americans, my nigga. They still think that we was just their workers here, like they're Mexicans, or how we view Mexicans now, which is fucked up to say, but let's just keep it all the way on. Let's keep it all the way real. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be using that little meter, and they be like, we think I'm a fucking Mexican, and boom, and I understand why they gotta cancel that shit. Like, you can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Because but all that is history. If you do your history, you will get why that shit is still going on. Because each like era, it had the Irish had to go through that, the Italians had to go through that. So all that shit is in there. It just, we see it live and it's like, okay, whoa. But it's because of greedy fucking politicians. Their goal should have been like, yo, we gotta make this country the best ever. And we're not gonna go with the statistics, because if we go with the statistics, Rome was the hot shit. Rome was it. And then Rome fell. And word is that part of it had to do with because they were just accepting everybody in terms of like immigration. But their goals here, the politicians, that DK work for us. Remember, because we kind of get paid for them, taxes, yada yada. Who knows? But that's what the people say. They go, we pay for you to be there, whatever. I guess they get paid by us. They there to represent us. They shouldn't be imposing rules on us. That's why people are laying down, because they don't know their shit. Because we're fucking too busy thinking about other shit, right? But that's part of it. They should be working for us. And if we would have really had great politicians, no, not even. I don't want to say great because I just put in too much of a bar. It should be a righteous politician. Simple as that. Then from the beginning, their focus would have been super early to just raise kids in school. Make direct pathways as soon as they get out of high school. Direct pathways. You can just pick a pathway. Show the money. Show what the, you know what I'm saying? But they just like around my time in school, they don't even tell you. Like I remember when I got the big ass booklet of like which high school to fill in. The teacher that I had did such a poor, because at that time we had different teachers, but you still had that one main teacher. She was like the core, and then there will be like some that you will be like, okay, now you gotta go to her class, and you're gonna go to one more class, and then you're gonna come back to me. It was those type of shit. So I remember, and maybe because I was talkative in classes, so it could be that, I ain't gonna front. But I remember thinking like, yo, nobody really explained to me about this whole high school shit. I didn't speak to this shit with my moms, and I was just going by like, yo, what school you going to? And that's how it was. But eventually, because of my grades, the school that I had to go to was the zone school. And even if I had a school right across, like through 2 blocks down, Walton, my zone school, because where I was at, because it was on that line, a specific line, and my zone school was Evander, which was way farther and a worse school. So I remember that shit was like jail. But they should have been having programs of getting way more better judges, shit that helps out the country. But no, they wanted to throw crack in the black neighborhoods. You see what I'm saying? They use that on Americans on their own. So when I see all this COVID shit, now you know what the reason why. It's like, I don't care when they be like, we want to look out for what's best for you. Because if it was like that, then it would have not been by the CIA, yada yada. Them people, the alphabet boys, pushing that drug shit in neighborhoods. You know how many kids were born to fucking crack moms and shit? Like that's terroristic. That's domestic terrorism. That's the real domestic terrorist. But are we not fucking lawyers and shit? So how are we gonna question them? We gotta rely on the white man if he gets mad at them or whatever, and then be like, yo, I exposed these niggas. And even then, will we believe them? Who knows? I remember like seeing a scene from Bush saying, like, I guess for his DK papo, and they said, claro, with the people, like, yo, we gotta go to war, and y'all already saw what happened, so I know y'all want us to go to war anyways. So they were just getting the green light by us. And his quote was, I got it right here, you either with us or you with the terrorists. He dead ass said that. And at that time, nigga, you was gonna get woos. Woo, woohoo, yeah, crying, all that shit. Yeah, of course, patriotic. We saw what happened. We had no idea the country would lie to us. Why all would lie to us? Only older people probably that were like, yo, this shit is weird. And even though I was seeing shit weird, but you have to remember, not anybody was thinking like that. You know how many people were just punching Indian people just because they thought that they were like from Afghanistan? Where was the Me Too movement at that time? It wasn't, right? That's why this shit coming up now is funny. It's funny style. But anyways, just imagine the people that was like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to the army. I'm going here. I'm going there. Fuck it. I saw that on the TV. And you never know if these motherfuckers were in cahoots, showing if that shit was true. there was no planes involved, and they was just explosive in the building. But you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Imagine like you lost your kid, and then they'll just come out maybe 20 more years from now and be like, hey, you know, declassified papers. It seems like it was an inside job. They're gonna say that shit in the moment where we're gonna be so old and we're like, oh, I knew it. And by that time, the young kids are gonna be like, what the fuck was that about? It was the worst day in America. And they'll be like, okay, dad, or grandpa, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? On to the next. You see how it's a way of burying history in a weird way. Because they have to let you know the Freedom of Information Act or whatever. Which that itself, they're not really gonna tell you everything. They be putting shit redacted with black tape over them shit, so you won't see, you know, who's and hows and shit. America's tricky like that. That's why, yeah, I'm a fucking patriotic American. I've been to DR, nigga. I see how bad them niggas want to be Americans. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna let everything fucking fly over my head, because we could easily lose the country like the way we're losing it now. You have people divided so much that now people will be like, yeah, that's true. If you ain't want the vaccine, then nigga, you should fucking burn in the halves, and you won't even get to the medical equipment. That's how bad they got them. To literally see Biden say the jabs, you know, the stupid 19, the China 19. It won't be mandatory, and then to him to just say it's mandatory. But listen, let's keep it real. When we saw those videos of people in China falling on the floor, we was expecting to see that shit here. It ain't happen like that. And then we start seeing that not a lot of old people were falling down like that, unless they had other shit and complications. I thought she was gonna wipe us out, but it didn't. The numbers is there, yeah, it kill people, but at the same time, word is, and I'm gonna say word is, and I'm gonna be like, listen, obviously you can believe it or not, but there's people coming out saying it. I mean, I understand the seal in print that says Fox or CNN. You know, it looks good, it looks nice to us, but sometimes we have to just keep our mind open to a lot of shit that we hear. Because if we just put some shit completely out, an idea completely out, or rumor completely out, then it won't help further down. But what they were saying is that people that were coming in there for shit that had nothing to do with COVID and that passed, they were saying that they were passing off COVID. And there was a lot of people from different states saying shit like that. So you just gotta keep in your head, man. And the more time passes, the more we see this shit looking like a little bit funny. So if they can lie to us if they can catch us like that from one year to another, like I always say, I thought we saw the Matrix. That was supposed to wake us up, but we fell right for the trap. You know what I'm saying? So little by little, they just gonna wanna just enclose us and blame people that didn't take a vaccine. That you clearly see that people who even had the vaccine can still get it again and still spread it. Come on, people! Like this now. This looking like a Twilight Zone episode. So we still have time to save the country, because it's gonna get worse. Then it's gonna be too late to fucking complain. But we can see that the country lied to us, and I know it hurts, but let's stop falling for all this shit, man. Let's stop falling for it. Like, listen, a lot of America has to do a lot of shit to get this shit straight. And after all this bullshit, whatever the hell's gonna happen, if it's really up to us, then we can change it. If not, then we gotta just prepare and just really do what people were saying a long time ago, buy water and all that shit, because you never know when these people are gonna be like, oh, a lot of truckers that are not vaccinated, you know what I'm saying, they can't deliver foods, and now there's a shortage that's gonna be coming right down the pipe. Doug Flutie segment right there, another one, because that's how they're gonna come with that shit. That's why at the same time, it's like, even that whole, Trump is here to save the day. I don't believe that shit, no way, tampoco, because It's like, damn, nigga, we should you know, people died already off unnecessary because of the vaccines, because of this fucking bullshit that came from China. When I saw that they couldn't even they was making it kind of like racist if you wanted to say it was from China when it fucking really did. Like, are you fucking kidding me? We letting that shit get there. And a lot of people in the comments, it must have been bots, I guess, but a lot of people in the comments was like, that's true. Don't say it came. I'm like, motherfucker, then are you serious? And these are people that didn't do their research because they didn't know about the Spanish flu and all that and the way that came from, obviously. You know what I'm saying? That's the origins. That's history. That's what happens if we want to erase them and all that bullshit. So when you hear this dude Bush say that shit, that quote, if you either with us or whatever, or you with the terrorists, and then it's like, yo, there was no weapons of mass destruction. They had to admit it. That's why in a way it's good to have an opposite team, because they had their asses on them. Like, yo, hold up. You know, vice versa. They were saying like, yo, Bush said this, but it's not. Then Bush pops was in the CIA. Hey, you know, you can tell. FBI. But that's why history is important, y'all. They gonna fucking mandate now on us, and then we just not seeing what's gonna come right after that, and what's gonna come right after that. We don't see that shit. We thinking very 2-dimensional. We gotta think 3-dimensional. And to me, I'm tooting my own horn like I'm fucking Louis Armstrong, but nigga, I'm in the 4th dimension, my nigga. That's the real, like, you know when niggas you show their Jordans, like, oh nigga, you got the 3s, nigga, I got the 5s. Like, no nigga, I got the new Jordans, nigga, which is the thinking 4th dimensional. You know what I'm saying? Like, people talk about all the racist shit from the Republicans, but then a black person running for California got fucking, he ain't got hit with it, but they threw an egg or a fucking clear looking feminist with a gorilla mask fucking threw an egg at Larry Elder and missed. You know, nigga came with that aura, that smooth fucking Isaac Hayes swag. That egg, yo, she was so close, and that egg still went over his head like whoop. You know, and then when the white dude trying to hold her up, she swing and punch that nigga. You could tell women can't hit for shit because he ate that shit like a woof. Nigga said like that. And he still was like, yo, what the fuck you doing? But look how they get away. If this was the Proud Boys or whoever the fuck y'all want to antagonize because they have connections with Trump, y'all knew y'all would have started putting like, yo, y'all make sure y'all cry, you heard? Like, when y'all talk about this specific subject, then they're back, like, huddled up like a team, nigga, like it's Tom Brady in the back. Like, yo, we gotta win this game against Pittsburgh. Like that. And it's like, yo, I gotta cry, all right? Make sure y'all cry. Just try, but don't worry, just try. We can be like, oh my God, you know, give her some time and let's go to commercials. You never know, we could do whatever. This is our channel. Listen, so look how it is. You can tell, like, y'all fucking lucky that I'm not a fucking liberal, especially like in politics, because I would have went harder on y'all niggas. Tie it back to the Matrix. I just took the red pill. The red MAGA hat pill. Nah, but you know why I have to talk about this, and hey, whatever. Maybe it's not, people don't care about this podcast now, but shit, maybe in 5,000 years it will, because I'm gonna speak about some shit that, you know, people could just look how many teachers are falling for this trap. They teach our kids. Imagine people holding position as hiring people, and they'll just simply look up your name and see that you're there with the opposition that they don't like because she's a feminist or she's a fucking liberal or he's a liberal, or, you know what I'm saying? And they see you know, shit that's tied to your name, your IG or some bullshit, and they could just spot you out and just judge you. Meanwhile, the applications say they don't judge. You see what I'm saying? This is why it's dangerous. And what that smells like is pure like communism shit, like China shit, when their own family members were snitching on each other not because they were in danger also and they were scared. Well, probably just that too, but they were snitching on each other because they really thought, like, they really fell for the fucking whoop-de-whoop in their brain. So they disagree, and then eventually that happened here. They were like, "Yo, if you know somebody else, then that hasn't. What was it that was saying? If you see somebody that's not vaccinated, you can report them or some bullshit." And I was like, "Can you believe I'm seeing this?" If this was a movie or somebody on YouTube, you would be like, "Oh, you watching YouTube movies? Like, get a grip." Remember that word, get a grip, or that term? It would have been like that. But this is really happening. That's why I saw. I know I said that shit last week or whatever, probably. But that's why I saw that meme. Like, yo, if you complaining about black abortions and women should be having their right to kill the babies, because whatever, Texas did that 6-week shit. Okay, whatever. Virginia wants to do it day of the baby being born. You can still have a decision. I'm like, what? You see, and it got to the point that a politician was defending it. I mean, do you need more? So you can see where they can stretch that out. So the meme was like, yo, then if you don't give a fuck about that, then don't give a fuck about grown-ass men getting killed by police. And it's like, you see? I know. Oh, that's insensitive. I know. But hey, debatable. You can make a couple points for that. Just don't let these people divide us. And we letting it happen. And because our stubbornness, which it says in the Bible, our stubbornness is not letting us see the clear picture when it's so clear. If we will all be together, we are the world. But if we were all really together, we could easily stomp this shit out. But no, now because you see that the government's behind you, is backing up your memes, then you want to fuck up, step on everybody who disagree with you, because they have us in teams. I'm not in teams. It seems like I'm in the fucking concern, but I'm seeing shit like an umpire. I'm calling balls and strikes. Don't get mad because imagine you a white. It's like me. It's like if I was a white umpire in the 1920s and or the 40s when Jackie Robinson was playing, and I'm a white umpire and I have a white pitcher and he's throwing balls and he's mad because I'm not calling him strikes. And I'm like, yo, listen, I know you want me to call strikes because you think he's a black player, but you're not pitching well. So I gotta call balls and strikes, and I gotta say, like, yo, the conservatives has more of a grip than the fucking liberals and the left. And I was a liberal too, so I'm not saying, oh, liberal all the time. Yeah, I was a liberal, but nigga, a little logic kicked into me, and I was like, whoa, hold up, checks and balances. It's funny because people that probably have better checks and balances than me in the real balance of the bank are way better than me in that. But then when it comes to simple shit like this, like calling out shit that we see, where you at? Anyways, why this shit always gotta be dark, right? I should talk about sports, yo. But hey, did y'all see fucking Tom Brady look like he was fucking 24 years old yesterday? I mean, Dak Prescott did it good too, but damn, nigga. I saw passes that this dude was putting in people's chests, like throwing it right there, pinpoint accuracy. I was like, God damn. You could tell. Check that dude, because he probably taking steroids or the Limitless pill. You could tell when they made here it goes. Limitless. Yeah, Limitless. Okay, yeah. The Limitless movie, you could tell Russia Ben had that shit. And listen, I haven't did coke, but it definitely don't look like it's that. So if they make a product like that is not like some heroin beast shit that you be like strung out or some bullshit, you imagine how much that pill will sell? You can tell everybody you won't be able to lie no more, because everybody on that Limitless shit, everybody will call each other out. But you know what I'm saying? You imagine they do that shit? That's why America, it needs to stay capitalistic, because if we come out with that pill, they could just have it only for US only, and we could outblast all these other countries. You could tell that's patriotic right there. That's capitalism. and that'll be fair. Because you imagine if China is like, oh, we have Mac factories, that's why we bootlegging all y'all shit, and America comes on some badass shit and they be like, all right, we're gonna make these pills which are super safe. Hopefully one day we can trust the medicine, not like they do now. They be like, science, and they be like, okay, that's it, you have to believe it. But a fucking super safe, down across the line, you know, we can trust fucking medical field, science, and all that shit, engineering. And they just be like, you will feel super safe. It's probably fucking plant based. I don't know. And they mix some DNAs, because everything is DNA. They do that shit with plants. That's how you be getting strong as weed. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mildred Pierce. I had to look at the fucking juice. You know what I'm saying? So you imagine they could just make a fucking pill that is just plant based, and it's a limitless pill. So you could zoom through fucking whatever profession real fast. Lawyer, boom, 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 boom. And we have the best of the best. We could do that here. And obviously that will propel the country, but there's so much greedy fucking politicians. It all connects. Because they have us to a point that they wanna, and here, and you know, I'm talking about Larry Elder in a good way, I guess. But I didn't even see the Amazing Lucas put the clip of him saying that, you know, because if we, you know, Larry Elder fucking jocking off the fucking white people when it came to the reparations topic, he goes, well, if he said some shit like this, y'all gonna have to look it up. I'm not gonna do all the homework for you, fuck that. But he was like, yeah, but you know, if we think about reparations, then, you know, at that time there were people, plantation owners, losing their product, some shit like that. He said, like their stock type of shit. Como que, you know, when people was running away. So he was like, so should they receive reparations also? I didn't even see that he said that. He said that shit to Candace Owens in her Candace Owens podcast. I'm gonna have to look that shit up now. I'm gonna have to post that shit. But hey, is he better than Gavin Newsom? Yes. I'm sorry. Sue me. And then the way you see they rolling out the same people again. Take notice. Barack Obama, they rolling him out. Gavin Newsom is the best one. If you're not, they're gonna take y'all women. Y'all women, or y'all been with those sloppy Joe hamburger fucking pussy lips. Yeah, they're gonna take your rights away. You know, the 37th aborted baby. They're gonna, you know, so they scare you like that. That's it. You got the women, boom. You got the fucking simps, boom. And hey, racism, throw it in there, but they can't use racism. He's black. That's why you can't die by the sword in fucking liberalism, because it's all hypocrites or hypocrisy, I guess. You have to, like an umpire, balls and strikes, which, you know what I'm saying, like at the end of the day, you gonna tell me an umpire is not a fan of, he's not a Yankee fan, and he gotta be there and you know, call his balls and strikes, and sometimes get yelled at by the manager. That is the Yankees manager, and they don't know that you're a Yankee fan, but you gotta call balls and strikes. Sorry. Or what you see at the moment was balls and strikes. It's not always accurate, but that's the human touch. The room for error. But if we find the error, at least let's catch ourselves. Let's not jump off the window on every fucking little bullshit that we see. Remember, if they can control our emotion, they can control our thoughts. I should just leave right there. Fuck the other topics, but our past is important. 9/11 is important for us to know, and for us to see that we really clearly couldn't see who was really behind that. They used some guy named Osama bin Laden, you know what I'm saying, bin Laden, whoever the fuck was, que le tocó to take the fall for all this white man's bullshit. Word was they were running tests. Word was there was a fucking insurance in the buildings that only could be taken the money if it was like by terrorist attacks only. We don't know what to trust. That's why the government needs to, now is the time. Now is the time. What's gonna happen after Trump? Okay, Trump is good. What happens after Trump? If they build another Democratic one, they're gonna come at our. That's why it's good everything happening now, and that's why it's good that we having, not to top myself off, but we having a podcast like this that we talking about this, because y'all gonna get mad, but y'all gonna at least gonna remember, and eventually y'all might see it so much that y'all probably gonna reach a point and be like, you know what, fuck this shit, man. Trump was fucking right. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like that point, that's the point we want. Because ain't the whole name of the game is to be as honest and not to be a hater. We love to throw that shit out on don't be a hater. But my nigga, how you gonna hate on real life and real life information that we seeing simultaneously at the same time? We all seeing this shit, but we want to be prideful. And hey, maybe it takes a lot of years for y'all, but I mean, it took me like at least I might just put it in my 30s. My 30s and up. There's people that are older, 40, 50, 60 years old, 70 years old, that they haven't got a hit of the humble, and they over here still praising the fucking president. That if all this right now that was doing by Trump, it would have been over. Yeah, of course, we would look stupid on the internet, but now y'all look stupid. And y'all not admitting it. To the point that now y'all think it's okay to just have a president mandate shit. Hopefully it probably get overturned or some shit, but he said he's running out of patience, like on some executive order shit. And remember y'all was complaining about the Trump's executive orders? And when you look at the executive orders, hopefully, three-dimensionally, you'll be like, wait a minute, he's fucking right. It takes an honest person, and a humbled person. But fuck it, right? Orange Man Bad. Pirate Radio, peace out. Episode 16, 9/11 episode. Peace.